Hey guys, Caleb's Cards here. I'm at you with another TTM autograph recap video. And what I do is I recap for the week all the autograph returns I get, and I send to athletes, celebrities, you name it, through the mail, and just ask for their autograph. Links are down below to all the website addresses I use, and I try to post to as regularly as possible. But kind of a slightly slower week than last week, but still nonetheless a very good week. Did not get any mail this Saturday, and also I did mention in my last video that I would add last Saturday's mail to this video. However, there was no mail on that Saturday either, so basically we're just dealing from Monday to Friday. So, and there was also a holiday in that, so really fewer days to get returns in, but nonetheless we still have some in. So I figured this week we're going to work backwards. We're actually going to work from Friday's mail, because today's Sunday. I wasn't able to do the video Saturday, just because, well, the mail it comes after dark now, so obviously I can't film in the dark. I don't have any lighting. This is a very low production project here, so I don't make any money from this or anything like that. So yeah, so this is technically Friday, starting off first. So I've been meaning to send off Garrett's package, but I keep getting more stuff back from him, so I keep going, well, maybe I should wait a few more days and see if some more come. So I did get a little crease in the corner, but that's alright. A pretty good golfer in his career, Mr. Hal Sutton. Signed 2 photos, one 4x6 and this 5x7. So one of those is going to be going to him, maybe both. Then for the Battle of the Decades contest with the KC Hall of Fame 2002 inscription, this is Mr. John Alt. So very cool. Point for Team 90s right there. Then we got a hockey return. This is coming back from Peter Doris. I sent one photo to him, which I printed off myself. Came out kind of pixelated. It's very low resolution, but it was good enough, I figured, and I couldn't really find a whole lot for him, and he was kind enough to include this extra of his own, so with the Boston Bruins. So that's kind of a cool little extra there. Then another response from Battle of the Decades. I am aware that it's probably about 100% certain that this gentleman's wife actually signs for him. This is Mr. Pat Swilling. But for the contest, really just the rules are just we're looking for a response from, so Team 70s, they had some returns from Roger Staubach, and for the most part they look to be auto pen. However, I still count those as a success because we're just looking to try and get responses back for the contest. So even though it's technically a failure and not an authentic autograph, it's still a success because you got a response from the player. And who knows, maybe there's just that rare occurrence that maybe he does actually sign a couple. You never know, and just she copies his signature. I have no idea, but there's always that possibility. So that's really just all we're looking for in that contest, is just getting a response. Sometimes I would even count if like they sent back a letter and just signed their first name. It would depend on, like, I guess, the circumstance, but sometimes we count that. So if you're not familiar with the Battle of Decades contest, I hosted this last year. That's when we began it. We're just trying to get NFL players or coaches, even referees, anybody associated with NFL during that time. I'm on Team 90s, and there's some folks on Team 70s. So far, Team 70s is running away with it, but we still have a little less than a month to go. You never know, maybe I'll get all my stuff that I sent out all back at once and help us catch up. But that's basically what we're doing for the contest, and it ends February. So, and then also that same day we got a surprise care package from Andy Summers, who's on YouTube. I'll make sure to put his link down below. He doesn't upload as often, but when he does, he usually has a huge recap of stuff to go over months, so there's lots of interesting stuff that he gets back. He always seems to find some really obscure ones that you would never think of, but they're also really cool at the same time. And he is also a member of the Autographers Anonymous podcast, which I'll also link down below. And he comes on the podcast every now and then. And right now they're in a little bit of a break, but they will be resuming shortly. And he sent a couple custom signed baseball cards, so that's really cool to get back from Andy. He sent a nice Christmas card. It says, Caleb, happy holidays and great returns in 2020. Thank you for everything that you have done for Card Cutter while he is deployed. Thanks, Andy Summers. So, very cool. And then, not only did he stop there, or didn't stop there, I'm sorry, he included a whole book of stamps. So, I'm actually currently working on trying to get the envelopes addressed for all those cards that Andrew sent me. And I've actually, this is so far what I got, guys. So, yeah. Those, obviously, I'm not going to be, I don't think I'd be sending those all at the same time, because that'd be a crap ton and a lot of postage. But over 2020 is my goal to try and see how many of those cards that Andrew sent me, try and get back signed. So, there's still a whole stack of guys that I don't seem to have very much signing history. There's a few here that unfortunately are deceased. Still not quite done going through them. And then a few here that are signing, but however, I sent to them quite recently, so I want to wait a little bit before I send to them again. So that'll be later down the road this year. So thank you, Andy, for that, and make sure you go check out his channel and the Autographers Anonymous. Also see if I can put their other links in, because they got other ways, like through Facebook and stuff, you can get a hold of them. Then, also for Team 90s, this is Thursday. This is Mr. Stan Gelbaugh, backup quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks. Also was a few other teams. It's like a third stringer. But I think that one's from 1991 or 92. So that counts for about the decades. We got a current hockey player. This is Justin Abdelkader. This is a Team USA photo. I always like to get those kind of photos, and then with the Red Wings. Sent to a home address. That was on StarTiger. And then the 5x7. And I think I wrote for either Bruce or Kim that'll be getting one of those, so I can't remember who I wrote for. I'll have to check my records. And we got a really cool response with lots of really nice inscriptions here. For Team 90s for the Battle of the Decades contest as well, it says former Green Bay Packers running back Harry Sidney. He's number 42 there on the left. And he put, to Caleb, hope you had a great holiday. Harry Sidney, number 42, Packers, and P.S. make your world yours. So a very nice description. Took a lot of time there to put that all on there, so that's really cool from Mr. Sidney. Then we got Buccaneers Hall of Fame offensive lineman, Mr. Paul Gruber, who signed a 4x6 photo. I've gone from many times, and this will probably be the last time. Just mainly, I wasn't going to send to him, but for the contest, I wasn't really finding a whole lot of other guys that I haven't already sent to, so it's like, I need to send to somebody to just at least help my team out a little bit. So, and then this guy can technically count. If Team 70s have gotten him back, they can get him for theirs, but I can also get him for my team because he was a coach on the Bengals in the early to mid 90s. This is Mr. Dick LeBeau, and this is a shot from the 90s, I think, or the Steelers, not the Bengals. He was a head coach of the Bengals later. But this was the Steelers of Bill Cowher. I think he was like a defensive coordinator, if I remember right. And he was still coaching up to about 2 or 3 years ago. And he was pretty much an NFL lifer. And Hall of Famer signs for free. But I'm sure if you included a little bit of money, just to be generous, you still might just accept it as a donation. I don't know. He might actually return it. Who knows? Then we got a return, signing 3 of 1, included 2 extras. This is Mr. Mike Bassick Sr. He had a son who also was a pitcher and played later. It says, Caleb, the harder you work, the luckier you get. Good luck, Mike Bassick. And I fortunately didn't have like a proper photo of him, so I just sent this. but he included this, one of the Texas alumni cards, which are really cool, and then a Christmas card. And I think the baseball looks like it pops out and you can put it on the tree. So then next up we have former offensive lineman for the Buffalo Bills. Got from him a couple of times, but for the contest I had to get him for the Battle of the Decades, Mr. Jim Richer, who was on their Super Bowl teams for a number of seasons. There he is, looking to block for Thurman Thomas, so pretty neat return there. Another Battle of the Decades return. These are all from Tuesday, I believe. It says Garen Veris, or Monday or Tuesday, something like that. Former defense end of the New England Patriots. And this is a 1991 Pacific football card. And that one got pretty badly creased in the mail, but it'll flatten out. Then another one, we got Mr. Jim Jensen, also known as Crash. He played for the Broncos and Dolphins. He was a kind of a utility guy. He could do quarterback, running back, fullback, tight end, wide receiver. He could play all over the place. So a very cool return from him. And finally, to end it off for the week, this is Mr. Don Mosbar, who is a outstanding offensive lineman from 83 to 95 for the Raiders. Included the Romans 10:9 inscription. And some people had requested that I look up the verse inscriptions, so read them, so we can do that. So I don't know which version this is, but this is Romans 10:9. If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. That is Romans 10:9. So very cool returns this week. That is all I have to share with you. I still need to do my update for the World War I because I still got a couple, with a really huge one that I put off on delay, but that'll be coming at some point, hopefully. Also need to do a Battle of the Decades update, so I'm catching up on videos, making sure I got all the numbers correct at the moment. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and maybe you enjoyed watching the playoff football yesterday. Pretty cool games going on yesterday, some shockers, so should be a fun NFL playoff. So thanks so much, guys. I will see you all later, and have a great day. Bye.